Good evening, everyone. I told the students during class today, I said, the last concert we had was standing room only, and I don't think they believed me, and now they're going, oh my gosh, we have an audience. Thank you for joining us tonight. Ordinarily, I would be welcoming you to the second band concert put on by our sixth graders, but good old Minnesota winter means that this is our first real live evening concert. Let's give a round of applause to these sixth graders. My name is Michelle Robertus. I am one of the band directors here at Discovery Middle School, and I work with the bands before you right now on our stage. This is our and gold band. If you purple band, could you raise your hand? Band practices on odd cycle days, so they did not have class today. You can put your hands down, but they're still terrific kids. And we also have our gold band, which meets on cycle days. Gold band, go ahead and raise your hand. We're going to get things kicked off for you right now. If you had the opportunity to watch our video concert from December, I think you're going to be really impressed to hear how much these students have grown since the winter. We are going to open up with a familiar folk song, London Bridge. The cool thing about this song is it taught us a new note. We call it High Note 6. And we are going to perform this as a duet. So you will hear our woodwinds, which is the flutes and clarinets and saxophones, are going to be playing the A part. And then our brass players are going to play the harmony, the B part. This is London Bridge. Thank you very much. All right, we are going to move on to our second selection for you tonight. And the next one we are going to perform is another familiar folk song. This one is Skip to My Lou. And every song in our book teaches us a new note or a new concept. So in Skip to My Lou, the students got to learn a new low note. We call it low note 7. And we also got to learn how to play eighth notes, which go twice as fast as the quarter note. So this is number 42, Skip to My Lou. Anything wrong with hot cross buns, but it's certainly nice when they move a little bit beyond that stage, isn't it, everybody? All right, for our third selection, we have, this was a favorite. I didn't know that the students would enjoy this song as much as they did, but it is another folk song. It is called Hey Ho, Nobody's Home. And in this song, the students got to learn a very low note. In class, we call it low note 6. And we also got to learn about 2/4 time, which is a new time signature way for us to read and count our notes. So we're going to move right along to the third selection, Hey Ho, Nobody's Home. become more independent on their instruments, we're able to do more challenging and exciting things with the music that we perform. Jaka, we decided to step up the difficulty a little bit by playing this piece in a round, which means you'll hear some of the instrument groups right away, and the other groups will wait a certain number of measures before joining in. It creates a really cool effect, and it also ups the difficulty level as the students really have to be focused in on their individual part. So we're going to play Frère Jacques for you, and we are going to do this in a 4 round. We'll have percussion lead. Then we'll have our flutes and clarinets come in next. Our saxophones, French horns, and trumpets will come in third. And then our tuba, baritone, and trombone section will come in fourth. Frère Jacques, Brother John. From our band book. We use our band book frequently throughout class to work on concepts and things, but also to hopefully apply them in a fun way. So we saved our most fun book song for last. This is a classic for anyone who's ever been in band here in Alexandria. This is the Hard Rock Blues. Before we switch over to our next group, we have the Purple and Gold Band's grand finale. This is really exciting. This is a momentous occasion for 6th graders in that we are about to perform our first piece of real sheet music. In our book, we are working on songs that are maybe 8 or 12 measures long, and we're all playing the same thing at the exact same time. Sheet music is much longer. In this case, our song is 42 measures long, and every instrument group has their own part. So they really have to go back to that independence we talked about, really focus in tracking their own music, reading their own notes, as well as listening and trying to play with their very best sound. So for our first piece of sheet music, we are going to perform a piece called Beethoven's Ninth. This is based off of Ode to Joy, composed originally by Beethoven and arranged by Paul Lavender for band.
Good evening, everybody. I echo the same thing that Mr. Burtis said. So nice to have you all here in person for a wonderful concert. It's great to see a packed house again. We were really just in awe with our 7/8 concert, how full it was in here too, and it's so awesome to see community support, because the arts, we really need that, because playing for nobody in front of you is really different. Done it before. But anyway, it's more fun to play for a packed house. Anyway, my name's Mr. Zemer. I have the privilege of directing the Red and White bands, and we meet 5th hour on odd and even cycle days. So raise your hand here if you are in Red band. So Red band meets on odd cycle days, 5th hour. All right, hands down, very good. Okay, if you are in 6th grade White band, raise your hand. They meet on even cycle days. So, all right, so we have our own set of songs for you this evening. So in the fall concert, we all played the same songs. You're going to hear a different set of songs from this group you see in front of you. So, still working on the same skills. Our lesson book sets us up with a new skill and a couple songs that allow us to work on it. So this song here is working on high note 6, number 27. This is called Reaching Higher. Our next song this evening for you, familiar favorite, and it's interesting how sometimes a melody for a song gets transferred in a bunch of different ways. So some people may know this song as Baba Black Sheep, some may know it as Twinkle Twinkle Little Star, some may know it as ABCs, some of you might know it as all three. This is called a Mozart melody, number 31. All right, so we're getting to the point in the book where we're starting to add not only new notes, but we're also starting to add new rhythms and things like that. This is another song that helps the students expand their range. 27 pushed us up high. This song pushes us down to our low 7 note. This song is called Doodle All Day. right, this next song here, adding to our rhythm. So fall concert was quarter notes, half notes, whole notes, and their corresponding rests. Now we get to add eighth notes. Eighth notes adds a little bit of a different challenge because not only do the students have to learn how to count them, how to interpret them when they see them on their music, they have to know what physical things they have to do with their instrument in order to get these eighth notes to sound correctly. And so learning how to articulate a little bit faster with their tongue, how they use their air, some of those physical things that make eighth notes work. So this is Eighth Note Jam. All right, we couldn't let Purple and Gold Band play Frere Jacques by themselves, so we had to jump in and play this one. We're going to play it as a two-part round. So our first group is going to be woodwinds and percussion, so they're going to start us off, and then the brass players will join in after a little bit as is Frere. All right, so that concludes our book portion of the concert, but we have a piece of sheet music as well. So some of the interesting things that, you know, this is a big moment. This first piece of sheet music that we get to play, I remember my first piece of sheet music way back when. Stone Age Stomp, you get to stomp in the middle. That's all I remember. But anyway, so this is a big moment for them. Our sheet music presents new challenges. A lot of times in the book songs, we're playing the same things. In our sheet music, that's not necessarily the case. A lot of times there's different groups doing different things at the same time, and so keeping track of your part while other things are going on is really interesting. So this piece, we had a lot of fun with this one. It's called Bring On Da Band. So kind of like the Bears, right? So this is Bring On Da Band. We hope you enjoy.
Everyone, if I could regain your attention over on this side of the gymnasium. Something that at this March concert is showcasing our sixth graders, but also showing off an opportunity that all of these sixth graders have next year as seventh graders, and that is to be part of the Discovery Middle School Jazz Band. Here, MS Jazz Band. It is made up of seventh and eighth graders on any instrument. It is not auditioned. It is for anybody playing music. We meet Tuesdays and Fridays before school. They've been working really, really hard. We had a kind of a miniature concert back in before school, and now we're really excited to do a real performance. So we've chosen just two of the songs we've been working on to perform for you. And we are going to start off the jazz part of this concert with a song called After Dark. This is a swing-style tune, and it's going to feature several different soloists. To start with, Mila starts off with a little piano solo for us. And then throughout the piece, you're going to hear Lizzie on the trumpet. Carter and Lucas are going to play a duet together on trumpet and French horn. Dahani's going to play a solo on the alto sax. Ben and Tegan will do a duet on clarinet and trumpet. And Natalie will also solo on the trumpet. Now those solos aren't going to be mic'd, but you'll see the students come on down forward to these locations. And in jazz, it is appropriate to applaud for soloists throughout the piece. So feel free to give them a good round of applause as they solo, and we hope that you enjoy the DMS Jazz Band on After Dark. Thank you very much, and thank you to our soloists and duets. It takes a lot of bravery to get up in front of a group of people and perform by yourself or with just a friend, so bravo to all of you. We are going to do just one more chart before we bring on our final performing group of the evening. This is one we voted on. It was contentious, back and forth, could have gone either way, but final out as their second selection. We hope. Down.
Thank you for with us for that little transition. So not only do I get the pleasure of working with students over here at Discovery, I get to make my way in the mornings on B days to work with the high school jazz ensemble and direct them a little bit. Anytime we can insert a little bit of the progression into a concert, I think that's huge. Because any musician at any level, whether it's a professional musician, amateur musician, doesn't matter. We all started in the same spot. So I think it's important anytime show you or you get to see, or these our students here, hard work and effort amounts to, and where this journey can. We bring magical. There's a lot of magic, right? You know it as well as I do, right? But we know we get through that, and every year and every conference, there's so much improvement that happens in these young people, and it's really fun to see that, and it's fun to work with them. It's one of the favorite parts of my job. So anywho, enough of me talking. We have the high school jazz band here. We're going to play two songs. This first one's called Take 5. You're going to notice it's in a different meter. It's in 5/4. So we hope you enjoy Rubek's Take 5. while they're switching around, making some thank yous, I would be remiss if I didn't say a thank you. First off, students. We have a very special group of people to thank, and they are your parents. So parents, you are the ultimate involved every day and practicing no less than 4 hours every day. And some of you are like, I haven't even home yet, right? So if you haven't seen it, you should be seeing it most definitely. But students and high schoolers, you too, can we give a roaring round of applause for your parents and grandparents and family? We're fortunate to be part of a very artistic, supports us so very well. So thank you so much for being here. Another group we need to thank is our administrators. I know Miss Tim is here tonight, Mrs. Costers, and our team here at Discovery and at the high school. We have a very supportive administration that helps us out when we need, and they're here tonight to support us. So can we give them a huge hand as well? We can't do this on our own, and I know I definitely can't. So I'm very fortunate to be able to work with some wonderful colleagues that are here tonight. So we have Mr. Nick Mason, who is our high school band director. If you want to just wave, Mr. Mason, here tonight. Want to thank Mr. Tischer, our middle school orchestra teacher, who is here as well. Mrs. Blevins was here helping us set up, and she's always super supportive and jumping in to lend a hand. Can we clap for Mrs. Blevins as well, please? And then last but certainly not least, Mrs. Robertus, who is up in the bleachers. She is a wonderful colleague to work with, and it's very fun to work here with her. So, all right. I got one more thank you, and there's certainly not least. You see this wonderful room here this evening? We didn't set all this up. Can we give a roaring round of applause to our janitorial staff here at this? All right, so we have one more. Yep. Gotcha. All right. It's a very cool selection. If you've seen the musical West Side Story, this is some music from that. This is called Cool.